All right. So what's up? We just got our 500th subscriber here. I tracked him down via GPS.
Via GPS. I'm Daniel Koburger. I'm associate at Chris Reed Law. We represent indie game developers and professionals in the video game development sphere with wide range of legal services. And yeah, I'll also note I'm a German and American at the same time. I can work in both continents, EU and the US.
Simultaneously. Simulcast.
Simulcast. That's what... I didn't even know what that exactly means.
I think it means you're in both places at the same... It's holographic technology.
Oh my goodness. I'd love to be able to do that. Yeah, so I think I'm number 500, which makes me not only very proud, but also very excited. Makes me the special guest. Accomplished.
Sense of pride and accomplishment.
Indeed. So yeah, I'm here at GDC. This is my first time at GDC. I'm very excited about this. I'm basically here just to, on the one side, have loads of meetings, way too many I have the feeling, but also just to meet people, mingle with the crowd, enjoy myself, enjoy the indie scene especially, which is just, it has a passion that not many scenes have. And yeah, that's basically also the reason why both of us just met. We just sat in a cafe. I admired his great breakfast that he was having, and suddenly we got into talking about, yeah, RPGs and video games.
Right, so, and the first thing you mentioned actually was IP management, which most people probably have no clue what that even means. Well, first two letters, intelligent, right? Okay. So.
Intellectual property, IP, which is coincidentally my boss and the founding partner of Chris Reed Law is giving a talk today at 1:20 at GDC at the Indie Game Summit on practical law for intellectual properties for indie game developers. Intellectual property, why is that so important for indies? Well, first of all, it's your game. Your game is IP in many ways, be it trademark, be it copyright, be it, for some even, in some sense, even patents, but that is a small issue for game developers. So IP is your game, and it's your value, it's your brand, it's everything. And if you don't protect it, you lose it. If you don't know how to use it, you're not going to make money off of your game. So you have to understand how to get ownership of your IP and how to use it.
And by IP, again, it's property. And by intellectual property, I mean it's not physical. It's intellectual.
Okay,
so what defines an intellectual property?
That's a very good point. We attorneys often think that everyone else just understands everything that we're talking about, but intellectual property is real rights in intangible things. What does
Stream keeps going in and out. Okay, the signal's probably not the best.
Alright, so
it'll show up as a recording later.
Alright, so what does real rights in intellectual and intangible things mean? It's basically, I mean, that's what it is in the end. It's like, it doesn't really exist as something physical that you can touch, but it's okay, so the content you created, that you have rights in that content, or you have rights in your brand, being, let's say you have a game title and consumers see that game title and they're like, oh, this game title means it's published by XYZ. That what the consumer sees, that's your value. You own that value, and that's immensely valuable to you. So that's something.
What was when we were talking about dark elves? And so the idea that you can't own dark elves. All right, this is a really important topic.
Okay, so this is something all indie game developers recently, especially, have been talking about. The question: oh, the battle royale mode of Fortnite and PUBG. Why can they coexist? Well, that's because intellectual property, you can own, and copyright especially, you can own your original creation, that's what you created yourself, but you can't own something that is, I'd say, in the public domain, or something that is like ideas, the genre itself. You can't own that. That's quite complex. Why you can't own it?
You can't copyright a tree, for example.
You can't copyright a tree, you can't copyright shoulder pads, you can't copyright a genre. That's like saying, oh, I'm copywriting star-crossed lovers. Nah, Romeo and Juliet, you know, anyone can make their take on it, and they can copyright their take on it, but they can't copyright that idea itself.
How about a nice warning for, there's a lot of people who watch my stream who are always talking about sharing assets, and what are some things you want to look out for if you see, like, oh, a free asset, I can add this to my game, but you want to make sure it actually is legally, like, really free.
Okay, so this is a classic. It's like, oh, an open license. Open license is it doesn't mean it's for free and you can do what you like with it. It means it's for free for certain things. So you're actually, if you use it, you have to abide by the rules that the creator of this asset has said that you have to abide by. So you can only use it for certain games, or you can only sell it to a certain public, or you can only sell it in a certain market.
There's stipulations, basically. Free for what? Right?
Free for something, but you have to, free for something meaning you have to know what that something is, and that's really the important thing that indies have to understand, that they are actually subject to a load of these constraints, and just because you're doing something cool, it doesn't mean it's actually legal.
What about, I had a debate with people on the Slackers forum. It's a Discord group where there's a lot of things like Zelda recreated in Unreal Engine, or Mario recreated in Unreal Engine, and they're not selling them. They're just kind of demonstrating their abilities, let's say for a resume. Say if you wanted to recreate an old video game from the 80s, but call it something different and change it up a bit and just show it off on videos, for example. How does that make you feel?
So how does that make me feel? Great, do it and then call me because I'll get work. No, just generally speaking, anytime you use someone else's content, and this is really simplified now, but anytime you use someone else's content, and be it kind of similar, you're actually infringing their copyright. For example, a Let's Play video or a streaming or machinima, any of that is technically, and this is now of course case by case, but technically speaking, that's infringement, and you're going to have to get a license to be able to do that.
And again, this comes down to like established norms, whereas streaming has been, someone could still say, hey, I don't want you to stream my game, that's my intellectual property. Even though the norm has been established by other companies and nobody's suing anybody for streaming, we've had a permission given.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the interesting thing about that is not only is it based on whether you have permission or not, you can actually, if someone is streaming your content, what you can do is you can be like, well, I don't like the way this person is streaming my content, I don't want him to stream anymore, and you can send him, let's say, you can send him a cease and desist letter or demand that he gets a license from you and pays you for it. But for other people, you're like, well, he's just doing a really cool video, I want him to continue streaming, so you don't do anything about it. You can, it's arbitrary in that extent, and you can act how you want to on it.
So best case is always reach out. People are always eager to, hear that someone likes their 20-year-old game that nobody's heard of. So, in that case, probably a good idea. What about, what's the week look like for you? Anything you're looking forward to?
So what am I looking especially forward to? Well, my week's just gonna be loads of meetings. So I'm looking forward to actually having some free time and just stroll around and get to meet people. And get into random conversations about topics like that, or their game in general, or why they are actually in this field. That's what I'm looking forward to most. A talk itself or an event itself, no, not necessarily. I think we always have these high expectations of, oh my goodness, they're gonna be these awesome talks and I wanna see all of them, and then we end up doing 3% of them, and we just end up in really great conversations with other people. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
All right. So Daniel Koburger? Is that
Koburger.
Right? Koburger.
Koburger. So for those people not into that language, German, it's
this guy.
It's Koburger is K-O and burger like the hamburger.
Very cool. All right, well, we have some viewers here. Feel free to type in questions in the chat, and I'll ask him what his favorite type of hamburger is.
Oh yeah, let me finish this off with two things. If you want to hear more about this, and you're in San Francisco right now at GDC, you should come and see Chris Reed, my boss, speak actually in extent about this topic at 120 at the Indie Game Summit. Another thing is, everything I said is not legal advice. I'm really sorry that I can't do that right here, but I'm not your attorney in any extent.
Great stipulation.
So just your takeaway for this is get permission for anything you do, and call an attorney if you think you're worried about something.
Let me see if I can see that question. Show chat. Show. It disappeared. There was like a question. Oh man, I fail at YouTubing. Okay, can you type that again? Can you copy and paste? Oops. Right on, here we go. Alright, so can you copy and paste that question again, unless they left? They probably left. Look, it's at 2 now. That wasn't very cool. I failed. Oh, here we go. Let's see how packed Moscow and what badge line is. Yeah, you want to walk around a little bit? Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, thank you. Whoops. Alright, my hoodie, got all my stuff. Alright, let's see if I can rotate that. Turn that off for a second. That's pretty good.
Ah, that was good. I hope I didn't talk too fast because there's always so much content.
I usually edit the interview, so I haven't done a live interview like ever. I was like, oh wait, what do I do? So this is the main entrance of the Moscone West. There's 3 buildings total here. So as you see here, the registration line was pretty long earlier, so that was something. Heavy doors. The doors are very heavy. Let's go on this one. Okay. There's the registration, kind of like. Oh, this is a nice expansion of the channel. Looking forward to these. All right, yeah, there you go. One of my fans says this is a nice expansion of the channel. Looking forward to these. There you go. All right, well, we'll sign off. We'll sign off for now because I still want to feel out the allowance of streaming in here. But thanks again. Say hi to Daniel if you see him out here, and I'll see you guys around. Peace.